Welcome everyone to another episode of Dynamics Corner. This is a special episode. We'll do a quick recap. I'm your co-host, Kris.
And this is Brad. This episode was recorded on November 6th, 2025. Kris. It is a special episode. Why?
It is?
Because we had a conversation with the two of us. We haven't had a chance to do that in a while. And I hope we continue to do that. And also, what do you think of FOMO? Do you know something that I've been thinking about?
What's up?
It's even more so this week. This is what, it's part of the year where there's a lot of conferences going on. We had Community Summit, we had Power Platform, and then now we have Directions EMEA, and there's other conferences going on as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes you follow along and you have FOMO.
Don't tell me about FOMO, man.
And FOMO, for those that don't know, FOMO is the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the anxious feeling that you get that other people are having fun or doing something and you're not there. And I think obviously we can't all go to every single conference. It's not possible for anyone to go to every conference. Some get to go to more than others depending upon their profession, their responsibilities. Others, or it's a special treat or something to go because of their responsibilities at work. But FOMO, I think, is real because I typically don't have FOMO because I've learned that I can't be everywhere at all. And I'm big on time and being able to appreciate the time that I have because, again, time is finite. Your time is finite, but the number of things that you can do on the planet is infinite. So even if you wanted to travel to all these places, learn the latest languages, learn this technology, you wouldn't be able to do it. But
I think it's different for us though. Like at least for me, it's a little different with FOMO because like I when people travel, it's fine, right? Like it's fine. But it's when you're passionate about something and you're not there among your peers and they're having a great time and you're living through the photos. That is much worse, at least for me. I can speak for myself there, because you're a learner. I mean, we're all learners, especially if you're passionate about a specific product. You want to be there. You want to be able to be in person when they announce stuff.
No, I understand what you're saying, and typically I don't have that. But this week, with seeing all of the announcements coming out of Directions EMEA, I wish I were there. But in reality, it's okay that you're not, because you're still digesting and hearing the news. Yeah. So this is the case of I think the FOMO is, for me, is seeing the announcements I'm thankful for, but sometimes not having the details of the announcements, or seeing some of the sessions that were being presented by many of the talented speakers that they have at that conference, and the individuals from the Business Central or the Dynamics 365 community. I wish that I had the opportunity to attend some of those. Yeah. But it's real. And I'm wondering, does everybody else have that? Or does everyone have the, okay, I can't be there, okay? Or those that do have it, how do they process it? It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious about people who either listens to our episodes, podcast episodes, or watching the video. If at some point they have FOMO based on our topic and conversation, I'm sure they want to chime in sometimes. They're like, "Oh, no, that's not my experience," or "Oh, yeah, that's my experience."
I'm certain that somebody does.
I've been told about that. It's like, "Oh, you guys were talking about that thing in one episode," and I was like, I wanted to just chime in and share my experience and perspective. And I was like, well, you can sign up.
I'm certain there are some that do, and certain that there are some that don't, because I know that I listen to many podcasts and I often want to chime in, or or just say, yes, I agree with that. Oh, yes. Well, what about this and such? But it's nice. At least you get a sense to be able to relate to the content that you listen to. But I think now, at the time of this recording, that the EMEA conference is wrapping up, and I'm anxious to, not in the FOMO sense of anxious, but to be able to see more information on what was announced and be able to digest that. I mean, there were some big things: the new Business Central logo,
Yeah.
the whole roadmap for 2026 Wave One, which we'll have a lot of great episodes in the upcoming months about some of the new features, even more so as we get closer and closer to the release, with the preview being out and such, typically 1 month prior to the release. So in March, everyone will be able to start playing with it. But, the new Business Central logo, the Business Central MCP, the Agent Playground, quality, expense, and the list goes on and on and on and on. I can't even stop. Even from the development point of view, with the tools that were released from the development point of view, some of it's, I won't cover the whole list because we'll get into those topics. But for those that work with Business Central, a lot of excitement in this next upcoming release in April.
Yeah, for sure. You were talking about the new logo, which is exciting because when I was at Power Platform Community Conference in Las Vegas, they also made an announcement of new logos as well on that Power Platform side, or D365, or other products in Microsoft. And Copilot Studio also had a brand new logo, and it just made me think about the logo, the new Business Central logo. You remember some people had that maybe perhaps tattooed, or I think we have some couple community members that they had it all up in their ceiling, and now they're gonna have to revamp it or redo it, right? So I don't know. Do you like the new logo? Let's start with that.
I don't know if they necessarily have to redo it, or it could be a relic. Look at some of the sports teams that change their logos. Individuals have old gear that they wear with the old logos, and they become sort of relics of days of old. I like the new logo. I often wonder why they do it, but I also understand the sense of its theming and maybe bringing things together, or just the signs of modernization in the respect of the content of what they have. But yeah, I do like the new logo. I just get used to a new logo. It's almost like with the product names. I almost wonder now, is the product name going to change with the logo change, or is it going to stay the same?
Ooh, that's going to be if they were to change the name, that would be wild, right? Business Central.
Well, I wouldn't put it past anyone to do it. I don't know if they will, but I think it'll probably stick around for a little while. Speaking of that, in conferences, so we had both attended the Community Summit North America conference a short time ago. Very well intended, there's a wide range of topics, wide range of content to put out. There's just so much going on, so many talented speakers. What was your takeaway from that conference?
Actually, that conference in Orlando felt a little bit more education focused for once, and I think a lot of us, at least for me, in the past, people had complained that a lot of the content may be repeat, which makes sense. If you've been in the industry for so long, it feels like, I already know that stuff. But I came to realize that the people who did attend my session, or even the academy, that a lot of people are new to Business Central. So we I had to shift my mind to say, look, not everyone's been going to the conference year over year over year. And on top of that, I actually learn myself. I mean, I learn every year, but I felt like I learned more this time around, probably because there's new features and new things coming out of Business Central. So it's not as crazy as it was. And I know we were out in Expo Hall and things like that. It felt a little bit more, the term intimate. Like, you get to spend a little bit more time, longer conversations, rather than just, hey, hi, and bye, and then move on. So that's one of the big takeaways. The other one is really more of the agentic space and where it's going. So it's definitely changed, and it actually, not only from an end user side or the client side of the Business Central, but also from an ISV perspective and as a partner perspective, even as a consultant, right? Like, where do you focus now that there's going to be all these agentic things coming out? So yes.
I don't know
Lots of
where
things.
those agents will go, but I'm enjoying that whole technology probably a little bit more than I should. No, I agree with you. The conference was a great conference. A lot of new attendees, first time attendees, a lot of end users. But I think it is that conference that everyone should attend if they have the opportunity to attend, because there is such a wide range of information shared by the speakers.
Mm-hmm.
As you had mentioned, that conference is right around the release, the second wave of the year. So it's a good place to go to learn about some of the new features, functionalities, or even how to do stuff within Business Central. And I think you get a lot out of it if you shift your mindset also of trying to fill your day with content. It's great to be submerged and not really think about anything besides the content that's there. But I thought it was a great conference. And then you had a little whirlwind. I wasn't able to make it. I don't know if I'm thankful or not, because I do like to rest. But then you jumped over to the Power Platform conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. What was the theme of the Power Platform conference?
Oh my gosh, man. That's my second or third Power Platform conference. I missed the first one. But I think people should go to that conference. I think they had over 7,000 people, or perhaps more, on the Power Platform conference. It's now, there's not a lot of representative in terms of Business Central in our space, but the products that they have or shared really could, not could, it will and does interact with Business Central. So, I wrote a little bit of quite a bit of notes of what the Power Platform meant for me as a person that lives in Business Central world. I've been dabbling quite some time with the Copilot Studio and all the Power Platform stuff. But Microsoft had made a comment, and Charles Lamont had made a comment that the code is low code as we know it is dead. And that to me was an eye opener. It doesn't mean it gets more complicated. It just means it's a lot easier. And low code, if you guys recall, it was more like puzzle pieces, right? Like you take this tools and actions and so forth, and you kind of have to build that out. I'm not saying you should not still know about that or how to use it, but it makes it easier now from citizen developers, what they were used to be called, right? To be able to just orchestrate agents now that can just do that, just say whatever you need to say, and then they will build those out. So you no longer have to build those. So that was one big takeaway from the Power Platform conference. Number two, they kept talking about the frontier firm. Basically, you have to become an AI centric, business was one of the things they talked about. And then the second component was you have to be intent first. So you have to know the intent of what you're developing first before you start getting to the technical side and building those agents.
That to me is common sense. I hate to say that, but anytime you embark on some journey, you should have an idea of what your destination is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then the last one is the MCP. So I know they've made announcements in the MCP side of things in directions EMEA. I don't think it's no longer a secret. I guess it's been posted everywhere. But the MCP servers world, it's definitely growing. I think there's like 268 plus now MCPs. But man, I don't know. I'm speechless, to be honest with you, of the things that you could do with Copilot Studio, and then being able to build agents quickly. I mean, you could build an agent that interacts with Business Central in like 10 minutes or less. Can you imagine that?
It is, but if you listen to what you're saying, I think that the shape of what's occurring is that entire ecosystem's becoming closer, which I like, because everything's becoming intertwined. So now you offer a solution to somebody and you can use multiple tools, similar to how the MCP, it has a number of tools that it will use to help AI, or the AI can use to do stuff. I think it's better because now, before you used to have to work within a specific product and do everything within that product. But now with Business Central, even more so with Business Central Online, you have that interconnectivity to other parts of the ecosystem so that you can take the benefits, features, and functionality and blend it all together. So now you're working on a platform and then you're using the pieces. You talk about Power Platform, being able to connect to Business Central, Power Automate, Power BI, all of those wonderful things to work with it, which I know we'll have great conversations in the upcoming months about all of that. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have some more to talk about for this week, but unfortunately we weren't able to go.
Yeah, and just to go back on now, I'm clearly not at Directions EMEA right now, but there are 4 components. What does it mean for you as a listener, or maybe as a partner, end user, or as a business, if you're a decision maker? What does it mean? So I found that it targeted 4 areas of what you call personas, in terms of like, where does agentic or AI agent will come to play into your business. So the first one I found, and again, I was taking notes here because like, man, this is so exciting. I haven't been so excited about technology in a long time. Um, this is a big one, right? This is a big thing to be excited about. One is the data entry agent. So that typically means that you are targeting the operational teams, maybe a business user. And one of the biggest value in that is that you can automate structured data, and you capture those, and making sure that there's high data integrity, that gets entered consistently by an AI agent. That's one persona. The other persona was data exploration agents. If you look at your Copilot right now, or your Copilot in M365, there's I think it's called research, if I recall, researcher agent. I'm trying to look it up right now, just for or explore. Yes, I think that's what it is. It's like a researcher. So it's available for you now. Well, they do deep research. I think Gemini does the same thing. So that is targeted for analysts and BI experts, right? Now you can get data based upon your just natural language query. For example, if you're trying to get, hey, give me my top 5 customer. I know you do that now, but it's not only extracting data for you, but you can also use MCP Server to package that up in a format that it will automatically email for you as well. Or you can even have it export into Excel, because there's an Excel MCP server. So all those things gets orchestrated by a single agent. The third one was a code agent for developers, which Brad, you're already doing that. And then the fourth one is the M365 Copilot agent for knowledge workers that are just pulling information and data flow. So a lot of stuff, man.
It's a lot to digest. And I know over the next couple of months, sometimes I wonder how much of it will still be around, because things are moving rather quickly. But I think there'll be a lot more of this now that these conferences are over and the information's out there that we'll be able to take advantage of and see the efficiency of it. And that's the thing. It's AI will help make people become more efficient, I believe, to help with some of the tasks. I don't think some things it might be able to do. Some things it might need a little coaching, that whole human in the loop, which it'll be exciting to see how it all gets used. I am reading a good book on this. I'm reading the book Vibe Coding. It's a book that I was talking with Steve Endo, and Steve Endo was reading it. We talk about some of this stuff, and it's a good book. I recommend reading it. It's an interesting book to talk about vibe coding, and to see some of the stuff they've done. The crazy thing is, I think the book was written second half of 2024.
Oh, wow.
And it's already outdated in a sense.
Yeah, that's so crazy,
The technology is moving fast. So with that, we have a lot of great guests lined up, and we'll have some more information on all of these topics. So I'm looking forward to getting my mind filled and blown away with some of this stuff.
Well,
in the
once
future.
it settles down, right? When everyone's come back from conferences, I think there's a few more conferences in this month and next month and in January. But we're gonna get as much guests on here. We're gonna get actually quite a lot of guests coming up, and we'll be talking about this in detail, like governance.
Great. All right, Mr. Kris, I have to run and go try to absorb some more information. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.
All right, take care.